Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to
slow it down. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to slow it down to have our conversation this morning as we cross over from the morning drive into On the Road, our traffic discussion for today. Sergeant Henry, good morning to you and welcome to the studio as usual.
Good morning, Jiffy, and how are you?
I am doing good. What about you?
I am blessed, thank God.
Nice. What's on the table for discussion this morning?
This morning I'll be talking about license plates. And as the regulation states, each plate shall be rectangular and bear upon it an index mark of a letter,
Can you put the mic closer to you? Yeah. There we go.
And shall also have a separate number assigned to that vehicle by a licensing officer, where the index mark and the number shall be arranged in conformity with the arrangement of the letter and figures. For private vehicle, the license plate should be black with white letters and numbers. Rentals shall be a red license plate, white letters and numbers. Omnibuses, we also call them passenger buses. It's a green plate with white letters and numbers. Taxi buses, yellow plate with black letters and numbers. And the guided tour, that's the coaster buses or the safari trucks. These are what we call guided tour, and you'll see a GT on it. It's a pink number plate and black letters and numbers. The letters and figures must be conform to regulation. And all letters and figures must be 3.5 inches high. Every part of every letter and figure must be 5/8 of an inch broad. And the total width of the space taken by every letter or figure, except in the case of a 1, must be 2.5 inches. The space adjoining figures must be 1/2 inch, and there must be a margin between the nearest part of any letter or figure and the top and bottom of the plate of at least 1/2 inch. So this morning, when I come to talk about number license plates, we have seen a lot of plates that are turning discolored and they are not conform to regulation. Sometimes you're on the road, you cannot make out what number it is because the number and the letters are black. And as I said, each plate have a different color. So if it is not the color that the vehicle should be carrying, it's an illegal offense. It is not conform to regulation, and of such it's an offense under the traffic law. And this attracts a fee of $100. So I'm asking the public, when you go out at mornings or when you go to drive your vehicle, make sure you inspect the plates to make sure they are conform to the regulation. I know some of us just jump in our vehicle and drive. Also, each vehicle except a motorcycle should have 2 plates at the front and the rear. And these plates should be centered.
Okay.
Anything from that, it's an offense.
Okay. $100 is the offense?
Yes, it is.
$100
For the fee.
For the fee. All
Yes.
right. You ready to take calls or you want to expound some?
If anybody is there, we can.
All right. 465-2555. That's 2555. The lines are now open for you to get in with your questions, concerns, or even recommendations. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Mr. Sinclair Libert, GQ, and Sergeant Mrs. Sophia Henry. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, man.
Sarge, it's interesting for you to specifically speak to the license plate of Safari and guided tour especially. But of course, according to what I do know based on the regulation and stipulation of the license plate of Safari and tour buses, one's supposed to be pink. Am I right?
Yes, it is pink.
But there are some Safari trucks have on yellow license plate as taxi TRTA. Simply, these things will be given to whoever have these vehicles to take to the traffic department. And you all are authorizing them. You all are authorizing it, but it's good to hear you speak of that. However, I have a few things to speak to this morning. There is the side wall that is bent on the same road to the seaport. The wall that is towards the railroad, it is not enough space to the line to have that lane to come from the seaport to go towards the traffic light. It is very narrow. I've seen tire marks on the wall because people trying to at least get in margin of the lane, and it is too narrow because of the curve, how it is shaped. I speaks to this sign that they're having Birdrock above Rams Wholesale of the apartment going to Island Acid Supply. I am wondering if you all are very serious about these things all they put in place, because people still coming down there, and you know what they're using? The alternative to come down and go into Rams parking lot and come out in the main road. That obviously is wrong, because they're entering the sign where the sign says no entry, and it have a mark which of course directing they can turn left. Are you giving people a grace period? Is that the case? And I'm wondering if anybody see and know and understand what it is they should do. One last note. They have had many town hall meetings of all types of things, and I am certain that there are people who try to call this program, which is more than informative but very educational. It is. I love this program. But some of us, people who may have tried to call and never got in times after times and have very great ideas of people's voices you haven't heard from. If there is such a thing that they can put in place of arranging a town hall meeting for traffic, so that the people who never get a chance and willingly want to make an input and have great ideas can come to that town hall meeting and hear their views. I'm just suggesting, can that be done? Is it a question, can it be done at all? If so, please, I would ask that you all see about it seriously and get it done if it's possible, because it's more meaningful and help to everyone else in the public, not just me alone. I don't call every month Wednesday because there are other people who I do know believe have some great ideas and want to call to share their ideas with the public as well as others before. Sarge, you take care and have a good day. JQ, you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
You too, man.
And thank you, Carla, for those concern, comments, and questions. With a guided tour, any vehicle that over 25, it's considered as a guided tour vehicle. So you might see some of the Safari have on a T. They are not 25 in capacity. So it's a taxi. But anything over 25 is considered as a guided tour vehicle. The sidewalk, I will pass that on to the relevant authority. The no entry sign, person must adhere to the signs. Yes, person do things and get away with it sometimes. But when they get caught, they're going to say, oh, it's the first time I didn't know. But the signs are there, the signs are there. And everyone can see them, they're not hiding. They are visible. So persons who are doing this, desist from this. With the town hall meeting, I can give an answer to that. I can take it back to the relevant authorities and hear what they say. But anybody have any questions, comments, or anything, they can call the traffic department.
All right, 465-2555, that's 2555. The lines are now open for you to get in, get your concerns across. Good morning, you're live.
Hello, JQ, good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny Y.
Hello, Sergeant Henry.
Good morning.
I'm enjoying you here because you're enhancing the American black lady style. I'm really digging on your hair. I just called to tell you and remind the show, and I'm listening to you all because you know I don't live home, so I'm not familiar with the traffic laws. But I tune into the show to hear you, JQ, on the airways. And you all have a wonderful day, my Kitty family. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo.
All right. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
Morning.
My concern is the pedestrians who are crossing on the Bay Road, right, just by Ram Supermarket.
Yes.
I see it frequently happening, even though the pedestrian crossing has been moved from there. It's an issue, as you can see, I have seen 3 persons at least got knocked down that same spot. And I am wondering if the traffic department plans to do anything to, reiterate or reinforce the fact that the pedestrian crossing is no longer there. I know they would have painted it to cover it. But painting is not enough because the paint is now fading away. So technically, a pedestrian may say, well, there is a crossing there, even though it's not active. So I'm wondering what is planning, if there are any plans for something to be done in that regard, because clearly it's an issue for drivers and pedestrians. As a driver, I would not want to be driving because the light has green and pedestrians are walking across the road and get knocked down. So that is a concern, and I'm wondering if anything is going to be done about it.
Yes, Carla. I agree with you. Yes, the crosswalk is there. We've put black paint over it. It came back off. After rain come, it's going to come off. So what they're going to do is resurface there and take it out completely. But as I said on several shows, there are only 2 crosswalks in that area. It's the Social Security area and the museum. Yes, up to yesterday I was down there and I see people crossing from Rams over onto the seaside. I said, you see, if you get knocked down now, it's something different. That is not a crosswalk. So
and it happens quite frequently. So I'm wondering, the traffic department need to start to find these pedestrians. They need to get some sort of punitive measures need to be taken so that they can realize it's serious. Because I'm almost certain the driver would be at fault if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to hang up the call and let you respond off air. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know. And we are big people. Even sometimes you see parents walking children. Teach the children the right of way. You know that is not a crosswalk. Yes, it is there. We said it has been moved from there to the Social Security building. Yes, the lines are there in the road still, but it's not operational. We put the paint, as I said, but it came back off. So we ask in person, do not use it, because if somebody is coming down, they're trying to pass the light before it turns. And as I said, big people are walking there.
Let's back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Police Shikyu.
Hey, man, what's up, Culture?
I'm good, man, and good morning, my superior,
Good morning.
as usual, PWOP. Now, in the 60s, no, in the 70s, I have had 2 motorcycles for myself. And I know all about motorcycles. And still, there are 2 motorcycle owners over this way. Deliberately, ignorantly, disrespectful of the law, take out the silence out of the muffler. And when they reach down in the village, which has 2 hillsides, so the noise is going to be louder than where there is no hill. They leg back on the throttle, going uphill, you could hear it any hour of the night. They are deliberately doing it. They are deliberately doing it because they know they have been doing it for a while, and not only in the country they do it, they go in town and they do it, and nobody doing them nothing. And I know you alone cannot control the street. There are other police who hearing us talking, and they just see them and hear them, and they do nothing about it. So I'm just hearing it, that other people talking about it, but some of them afraid to call in on the radio. And I tell them, I man ain't afraid radio. Because 45 years, September will make since I've been calling in on talk shows. So I wish you all the best again, you hear? Please, thank you very much.
Thank you, Carla, for that call. If you can get the numbers of those motorcycles, it will be helpful to us.
Idiot Culture?
Then we can just call them in for inspection.
All right. Good morning, you're live.
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody there.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
And all the listeners wherever they are. Officer,
Yes,
long
Carla.
before you come on this program, other officers been talking and warning people about a number of things. Even with the size, let me put it this way, the dimension of the letters on your license plate, and it's still happening. I know that the letters and the numbers should be standing vertical, but some people have them slant, and some people also have them with all sorts of things around them. I know they do that on the front plate in the U.S., but not on the back plate. And all that's still happening, and more vehicles coming on the road with it. And there are also some vehicles
that came in with an indented area where to put a license plate. But in my mind, I believe it's too small. And it's still happening. So you have some number plates that are not level. And the number of vehicles with the discolored number plates, especially at the back. I never seen any discolored much at the front, but at the back. I don't know if anything to do with the emission. But it's increasing more and more and more, and so forth. But lastly, across the road there in downtown, between Rams and the others, that thing is a debatable thing, you know. I know that street lights, the traffic signals are there. But people are driving too fast in the area there too. Because I sit down there many times and I see people hustling, especially when they're going towards. Because I see the green light on by the old treasury. And I wonder where the speed limit was supposed to be. I see people drive through there like about 50, 60. But people are not going to walk across there, so I believe that's supposed to be another debate. But just that I believe the drivers should be more cautious. I understand what the previous caller said, but I could understand her concerns. But it's a number thing. I seen Barbados here in the area. They got like Broad Street, but people are always in the road. Just you gotta drive slow. Because people got to move, and a lot of old ones like you got to cross over sometimes. Sometimes no traffic is much there, hardly any traffic. So I think it's something debatable. So, but I am urging you to continue to do what you're supposed to be doing. And when people have to be given penalties, you can conduct yourself a little better. Although I know they have some young ones around who just don't care. But it seems as if they got the devil in them. But most people can comply if they start to get penalties. Have a good day.
Thank you, Carlo. Yes. Down by Rams, everybody should know, it is in law that 20 miles is in built-up area. You cannot drive fast in a built-up area because you don't know where someone is coming from. You have to take your time, yes. Drive with consideration for other road users. We are not on the outskirts of Bastille. We are in the heart of Bastille. So, in built-up areas, it's 20 miles. And yes, you say it's debatable, but the thing is some of us set in our ways. We know there is not a crosswalk, we still want to cross there. And when things happen now, we say, okay, it's the driver, but sometimes we are at fault. I'm not telling nobody to knock nobody down there. But do what you know is right. The crosswalk is there, do not walk there. Walk where the crosswalks are.
Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Gita.
Hey, morning, Sandra.
A question. When you get in the roundabout there by Rams to come, when you're coming from Port Zante, did they say at one time you can go east and west?
No, Carlo. The only place... Yes, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just asking. Only up by Port Zante you could do that?
By Sands Complex.
Oh, okay then, okay.
Yes.
I'm just wondering. And with the bikers, them, I think that every day, I hear in culture calling me talking about these same bike people. Every Sunday they're going to the land with these load of knives. And I saw this accident where one of the bikers them run into a white car, I think down in the countryside. Y'all need to do something about them for real. It's too annoying. Even through here where I live in this dirt track, they'll be coming through with a lot of noise and kicking up this lot of dust behind them. Y'all need to do something about it. I know y'all cannot be everywhere, but it's terrible, man. only when one of them probably gets smashed up bad, that's when they're going to consider and stop doing this nonsense, my dear. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Carla. That's why we are depending on the citizen to assist the police. As you said, the police can be everywhere. So if you see something, say something. You don't have to give us your name. Just give us the information and we'll be grateful for that.
All right. If you just turn on your radio, we're looking at license plates, having the proper size and color on your vehicle. That's our discussion, but we'll entertain any questions that you have, like this one. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Victor, and good morning, Miss Henry.
Good morning.
When we stand at the white crossing that we could pass, and the thing come up to say walk, the vehicle them still coming through, like they don't not this sign stop for us thing, and they just walking us straight in the face because they're late. They want to knock us down. And when there's an accident on the road, right, you all need to sweep up the grass them because vehicle could get punted here too. Take care, good show.
Thank you, Carla. Yes, as long as the silhouette man is up, it is time for the pedestrian to cross, so all other traffic should stop because the red light is on. As long as that sign come up to say walk, every light is red. They are red.
Good morning, you're live.
Yes, PWOP is back. I hung up before. She was saying something about the motorcycle.
Yes, she was asked about the numbers.
Okay, well, I can tell you something. If we can't get the number of a big four-wheel vehicle, how in the world we could get them the whole popping wheel when the back number plate facing the street and the dilly-dallying in and out of vehicle when they're not supposed to do it? So therefore, what they are saying to people, they don't hear us, you know. But they're showing to people that, hey, man, you can't stop me. I'm going to do what I want because nobody's summoning me. Imagine a funeral going up Greenland and they're coming down with the wheel up in the air. And when they read the funeral, they put down the wheel and they rev up the throttle. What is that? That is displaying their ignorance. And we can't talk to them no more. We cannot. And the only way to talk to them, let them stop it, is down and East Independence Square Street, Mr. Limo House. You hear what the lady said, my good friend? Every Sunday for years, they go around the island headboy. We don't mind. They group up. But a lot of them in the group, they take out the baffles out the muffler. So when they pull out the throttle, it's going to echo for miles upon miles, and it is a 9 to people. They're deliberately doing it. So we can't help. We can't do no more. We just can't do no more. So you take the line force of them to be out there and catch them and hold them and do what you got to do with them. Because they ain't studying with you know. They say, you like too much of radio. Well, I can talk until no more radio there until I dead. But they ain't going to stop me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carla. Without a number or a name of the person, there is nothing that the police can do.
Unless you catch them.
Unless we know who the person is or if we're there. But without a number, we won't be able to do anything.
All right, so you just can't go over to where culture is and just lock up someone like that.
Because we don't know who it is. If we're there at the time, then we can do something. Yes.
So if you're on the scene while the act is being,
something can be done. But if you're just gonna call and tell us this, you don't know the number, we don't know the number. But as old people will say, moon one till they catch it.
So hopefully you will catch that individual.
One day.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just need to ask a question.
Sure.
Is it legal to pass from by Kentucky?
If it is legal...
To walk? Is there a crosswalk?
No, there is not a crosswalk there.
Okay. I don't know, maybe a sign need to go there because last week somebody helped somebody across and they demanded me to stop. And I am trying to point out that it is not a crossing. So I think a sign needs to go there, saying a crossing or something.
I see what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Yes.
And thank you for that, Carlo.
That's what you're saying. What do you call it? A conundrum? How are we going to call it that for this morning, though? Let's see. 2 minutes. I think you have enough time to take one more call. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes.
You?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Sergeant Henry.
Good morning.
What I think needs to be done, right? I don't know if the government could invest in some iron railing, right? You could put on like to the side of like to the sidewalk by KFC and maybe across by the Chinese, put some railing up, so people won't cross the road just like that. There's a lot of people doing it, Send it back down by the pedestrian crossing, so when they're going to cross, they go down there and they cross over. I think that's the best thing to do. And what the young lady talk about these bikers on Sunday is true. One lot of noise on Sunday. Even the dog them was barking and all. Yeah, it's true. She's correct. So yes, I don't know if the government could invest in some of these iron railings, something like it's like across by the Anglican church where they have those iron fence.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. Some of the countries that's what they do. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thanks for that caller.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sergeant Henry, your final words wrapping up today?
I would like to urge the taxi drivers, when they're on the tour, I know some of them they just pull up anywhere, and then there's vehicle behind them and they cannot see oncoming traffic. If you can direct the person to come if nothing is coming, don't just pull up and think that the person is going to know that nothing is coming. Sometimes they park around by Bloody Point. And it's very difficult for someone to see that what is coming from the opposite direction. They're going country and one stop right there. And it's a corner, you can't tell what is coming. So when you're doing your tours, make sure you also look out for yourself and the other person who is driving to direct them that they can come.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Sergeant Henry. And do have a great morning.
Thank you.
Well, 9 o'clock report is up next. Compliments to Grange.